Sorry, I was being a weirdo. Is this thing on? Tap, tap, tap. Check, check, 1, 2. Check, 3, 4. Sorry. What up, anybody? I'm Eric Harrison. Welcome to the Death Twitch over here, and doing a live stream, maybe, to talk about the latest Friday the 13th movie news. And also, I'm basically kind of testing to see how shitty my internet's going to be because, you know, about 3 weeks ago, my internet decided to just kind of suck. And I want to do the lights out listening party live. Obviously, I can record it by myself. I can sit in a room by myself and listen to it, but that's kind of boring. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm going to try to talk about the Friday the 13th news, but this is kind of like me testing the waters, so to speak. Oh, that's a horror. Oh, everybody's, I didn't even see the chat down there. So, hey, can everybody hear me and see me and whatnot? Or I guess hear me is more appropriate. Like if the video messes up, it's not a big deal. I mean, it doesn't look good, but so let me know if you guys can hear me. I never know. I always just assume. Cause yeah, so like I was trying to say, just my little disclaimer is that like about 3 weeks ago, I don't know if it's winter, but my internet just became real crappy. So I'm doing this live to rant about the Friday the 13th movie cancellation, and also it's basically me testing my internet in a way. Anyway, so thanks for, everybody's letting me know you can hear me. Cool. All right, so let's talk about it. And yeah, I hope you guys are ready for some ranting. Because I just feel like I feel in the mood for it. You know what I mean? All right. Bad news today. So first of all, let me say this. Back in 2013, Paramount made a deal with New Line Cinema, I believe it was, to get the rights to Friday the 13th back. They had to give them, I can't remember. It had something to do with Matthew McConaughey. It really was weird. It was something like that. He was like contracted, I think, to do a Paramount movie, but some other studio wanted him for Interstellar. Like they wanted Matthew McConaughey. So like there was some kind of trade-off. It was like Interstellar for Friday the 13th. I know that sounds weird. And since then we already got Interstellar. That came and went. 2013. The summer of 2013, this news was broke and I was fucking excited, dude. I went and I made a video. It's probably still on my channel. I'm like, woo! Friday's back at Paramount. 2013. And now here we are, 2017. The movie with the easiest plot formula in the history of movies. They cannot get it made. Oh, it's saying my stream health is really shitty. I think my internet's cut out. I'll keep going though. Yeah, I think my internet cut out. And I think the live stream will ultimately, like if you go back and watch it, it might work. I don't know how this works. I wish I could just go on live and just not have to worry about whether my shit's working or not. This is why you don't see me a lot on here live. Like I would be on here more often. Oh, it says it's shitty. So anyway, I don't get it, man. And you know what? Here's a few things. So they're saying Exactly. So, they're saying because Rings didn't do well at the box office. So they're like, okay, so we're going to cancel Friday the 13th because Rings didn't do well. So, what? Who cares about fucking Rings? What does that have to do with Friday the 13th? That is a different movie and a different fan base. Like, look. Not saying like there's like a segregation between Friday and Ring fans, but like, dude, you don't just hype all these Friday fans up for a new movie and then go, oh, Rings kind of sucked. I guess we'll just cancel Friday the 13th. The fuck is that? What the hell is that? Oh, I hate when they do that. And they do this a lot, dude. They'll base a lot of shit on other movies, how other movies performed. Like, it's just frustrating to me. It's frustrating that all this time later, I thought we were going to get another Friday. And it's pretty much the only horror franchise that I want to keep going. So yeah, here's another thing is I skimmed through a lot of the info, so if I get some of the details wrong, you can come and spank me personally. So I'm gonna get it all wrong now. No, but like they said, something like the budget was what, $21 or 25, something in the low $20 million area. Now, like, I'm not a producer. I don't run a studio. I know movies cost a lot of fucking money to make. I don't really think a Friday the 13th needs to be a $20 million budget, though. Like, give them 13. Make it like a numerological. I don't know what the right word is. Make it significant as a $13 million budget and make them work with that. Dude, you know how much the original cost? I know there's like adjust for inflation and whatnot, but if you adjusted the budget for the original for inflation today, it would probably still be like $5 million. You know what? You can do it. It was a low budget thing, and it created all this. And they're like, well, we don't want to waste our 20-something million on this movie because Rings failed at the box office. Oh my god. But this is, as a big Friday fan, and as pretty much all of you are all big Friday fans, we constantly always talking about this stuff, and I get asked constantly, like, anytime there's a new development, what do you think of this new development about the new Friday movie? Now they're going to bring in Jason's dad, and, it just kept going and going since 2013. Ever since they got the rights back, since 2013, it would be about 5-6 months. And then they drop it. Oh, we got to drop that script. We got to drop the project, start all over. Okay, 5-6 more months. Oh, we were going in this direction. We got to drop that, go in another direction. 5 or 6 more months. Well, we were thinking about this. We got to drop that. So the whole time I've been like, okay, I don't believe. Anytime the details come up about this is the new direction we're headed in, I never believed it. I was like, let's wait and see. Because they always just keep dropping this shit and moving in a different direction. Let's just wait and see. So anytime like people would bring up, well, what do you think about the new direction they're heading in now? Just like, I don't really care because I don't believe it. I'm going to wait and see. But now they're just going to straight up cancel. And all this time, I've been reading all this stuff by Brad Fuller from Paramount going, oh man, we can't wait to get Friday back on the screen for all you Friday fans. We can't wait to, we're going to take it back to, make it more like the original. We're going to take it back to basics and all this stuff. And he just kept talking and talking and getting me hyped up for what? For this? Because Rings didn't do well? I'm at a loss. Yeah, Freddy vs. Jason took forever. Now, see, maybe we'll get a Freddy vs. Jason 2 if New Line is going to get the rights back because Paramount is not making a movie. So New Line will get the rights back. Maybe we'll get a Freddy vs. Jason 2. I don't know. But the thing is, like, New Line might get the rights back and then they'll make a shitty Friday movie. What if they make a shitty one? Like, Jason Goes Back to Space Again. And that's what it's called. Jason Goes Back to Space Again. That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's the easiest formula ever. And it's literally us fans not even asking for a lot. We're not asking for a lot at all. We're just saying, give us Jason, man. We want our Jason. We know the fucking plot is simple. We don't care. Give us fun characters and give us Jason. It is the easiest thing in the world. I know, I'm all angry, man. And, maybe it's good news. Maybe they were on track to give us a really shitty, like worse than Jason Goes to Hell kind of a Friday. Maybe we dodged a bullet. We'll never know. Unless some kind of like a few months from now, like the script gets leaked and you read it and you're like, oh man, thank God they canceled because this shit sounds terrible. Yeah. So like I heard somebody else say, in a video I watched earlier, like it's understandable having problems trying to get a Nightmare on Elm Street movie off the ground or Halloween or a Hellraiser. But Friday the 13th, like they keep trying to find like story plots and things that don't need to go in there. That's damn right. Representing, hold on, I need a big drink. Well, they just keep setting up a direction that they're going to head in. They put the news out, And then when all the fans say, we don't really like that, then that's when they would go, okay, never mind, we're going to change direction. So they would put out the found footage thing. Pretty much nobody liked that idea. So then they were like, okay, well, maybe we won't do that. We'll try this. And, we'll go back to the 80s. And we were all about that. But they just kept, every 5 to 6 months, let's switch directions. And now it's just altogether, no direction at all. I'm drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon. Because it's cheap. I think this is going to just be me saying the same shit over and over again. And I'm just going to get drunk and say it more slurred and angrier as we go on. And I was not excited about the idea of bringing in Jason's dad. Because again, that goes back to the fact that the worst ones in the Friday series are all the ones where they tried to get experimental and they fucked with the simple plot formula. Those were all the worst ones. I'm not saying they're all bad. I'm just saying compared to the simplicity of those first 4 or 5 or 6, but I'd still rather get another Friday with them talking about Jason's dad, whatever the fuck. Set it in the snow. I know everybody wants it in the snow. I don't care. But at least give us something. I'm sorry, guys. Peter Parker says Chucky 7 is going to take place in a train. Jason on a boat too. Might as well, man. You know what? I'll welcome that at this point because look, it's been since 2009 since we had a Friday movie. And it wasn't great, but it was a Friday. We got something. And then what? Before that, 2003 for a crossover. Before that, back in the fucking 90s. We're due for some more Fridays. They gotta just give them... I'll take Jason on a boat too at this point. I will. I'll be so fucking excited to be on that goddamn boat. They should show up in Hawaii though next time. Don't tell us either. Don't make it Jason takes Hawaii. Just put Jason on a boat for a fucking hour and then let the surprise be that he shows up in Hawaii and has a nice time. Yeah. So, I don't know. At this point, I really am getting to the point now. It's whatever dumb idea you want to throw in there, fine. Just give us a fucking Friday movie. Yeah, so, good point, toughest game. We do have a silver lining here. It's not all bad news. Let's change pace a little bit before I go back to ranting. We are not yet getting a Friday movie, unless this is some kind of big trick, or unless, like I said, it goes back to New Line and they've got some tricks up their sleeve. But there's still good news, because the Friday the 13th game looks fucking great. In fact, I think maybe that's why they canceled the movie. They were like, this game looks so fucking great, we gotta just cancel our movie. What were we doing? Found footage about Jason's dad in the snow? I don't know about this. Look at the game. It's awesome. So yeah, I didn't get to play it. I didn't get to play the beta, but I watched a lot. Now, my idea was, I'll check out a little bit of the Friday game, and then that's it. I'll cut myself off because I don't want to spoil it for myself. But I wanted to see how good everything looked and how the game played. So I went and checked it out, and I wound up just watching fucking days worth of fucking videos about the Friday the 13th, the game, the beta test. And oh my God, it looks so good. And I'm not a big gamer, so, I'm not going to be real stingy about the details of the gameplay. I'm a Friday fan first and foremost. So I'm looking for all the details that they got right in the game. They made, Friday the 13th, the game, is the best Friday the 13th movie we've got in 30 years. You can quote me on that. So, all the details, they got all of the details right for that game. Everything looks fan-fucking-tastic. It was the beta, so there was still a lot of glitching and stuff. But as far as, Friday details, all the mythology of it and everything, and yeah, dude, it looks great, and you just get to... The soundtrack is the Friday theme, and you just sit there and listen, because I love it. So you just sit there and play as Jason or as one of the counselors, and you just get to listen to Friday theme playing over and over, and walking around Crystal Lake. Oh! Maybe we don't need a movie. Maybe I'll just spend the whole fucking year playing the game when it comes out. I agree, Darth Rushy. if that's how you pronounce it. They should have made a Nightmare on Elm Street game by now. I've said that for a long time. With all the possibilities in the dream world, there should have been a Friday or a Nightmare on Elm Street game at this point. You know what would be really funny is like a Child's Play game. I wonder how that would work. I'm sure it can be done. Sorry, by the way, I'm not catching every person's comments. But thanks for watching, everyone. And, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got Kane Hodder in the new game. We've got just the Harry Manfredini back. They've got the settings, like the location. The only one we've seen so far is Higgins Haven from Part 3, but oh god, it looks so good. Every minute little detail, I'm like, I remember that from the movie. I remember that. Oh yeah, Cult of Chucky. That looks like some shit too. Now look. The problem with that is when they released Cult of Chucky trailer or whatever the shit, it's just a clip show. It's a clip show of all the past movies, which means they have nothing. They have nothing to go on. They were just like, put out a trailer real quick. We'll make a movie eventually. Just put a trailer out. Well, with what? I don't care. Take clips from the other fucking movies, but do something. So that's not looking good either. That's not a good sign when they do that. When they just like, here's a trailer for a movie we're going to work on, but it's just clips from all the other movies because we actually haven't started working on it at all. So that's not looking good either. There's a new Scream. I did not hear that. Well, I don't suspect, but you know what? Michael says Cult of Chucky won't be theatrical, and neither was Curse, but it can be. It can be if they do it right, but I don't know. I think they're better off. You know what? This is what they should do then, I guess. Because Hollywood is so fucking concerned about making their budget back within the first day or two of releasing a movie in the theaters. That's really what it is. It's no joke. You take a movie that ultimately became a huge hit and a huge cult hit, but if it came out and it didn't do good on that first weekend, then Hollywood basically just dumps it. They're like, they leave it, they abort it. They're like, all right, fuck it then, it failed. Didn't make $100 million the first weekend, it failed. So maybe they should just take these movies and release them to DVD. Give us a Friday the 13th, just give it to us straight to like, what do you call it? Pay-per-view? That's not what it is. But yeah, you get my point. Give it to us on DVD or Blu-ray. If that's what it comes down to. If Hollywood is so afraid they're going to lose money because of a theatrical release, then give it to us straight. I'd rather go to the theater. VOD, thanks, dude. I'd rather go to the theater and see a Friday the 13th. And apparently everybody would, because back when that remake came out, the fucking theater was packed. The parking lot was packed to the point that people were jumping the curb and parking in a dirt-ass field. And I had never seen the theater packed for any other movie like that. So, you know, Friday the 13th, 2009, say what you will about it, I'm not the biggest fan, but that shit will put some butts in some seats. So I don't really understand what their problem is. They're basing this off of Rings. Sorry, I know. I went right back to to being angry about the movies. Kane says they canceled the Friday movie for the Killer Clowns from Outer Space reboot. No, I didn't see. I don't even watch movies anymore, man. I know that sounds weird. I'm all ranting about this. I watch Friday the 13th movies. I was thinking about going to see Rings today. I can't really... When all you hear is shit about all these fucking movies that come out, it makes me just not want to bother to go see them. So yeah. Sometimes I'll even be real excited for movies for a while. And then it comes out and all I hear is like, it sucked. So I may have been excited for months or years, but if all I hear is that it's terrible, then I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to bother. But yeah, so it is what it is, I guess. Unless they're pulling some kind of trick on us, but I don't think they are. Then that means I guess they gave up, and the rights will go back to New Line, and New Line can make another fucking. Well, I guess they wouldn't make anything because they haven't really been doing anything with the franchise aside from that reboot and Freddy versus Jason. They made two. Well, no, that's not true. New Line made Goes to Hell, and I keep forgetting about those. I keep forgetting about there was two Friday movies released in the 90s. Only two, if you can believe that. And they're like the worst ones. I think going back to the budget thing real quick. That I think they should cut a lot of these horror movie budgets down by a lot. They're giving them too much to work with. All of these movies that started these massive fucking franchises that go on for decades and decades, all the originals were always low budget. Super fucking low budget. Take it back to that shit. Make them be creative with the little bit of money that they got. I think that sparks more creativity in the filmmaking process. You can see in between a low budget movie a lot of times and watching some big ass stupid summer blockbuster that's got so much CGI in it, it might as well just be a cartoon. You can see like there's so much more creativity in a lot of the low budgets than there is in like when they have an infinite amount of money to spend. Yeah. They don't need, you know what? I know I'm not a fucking producer here, but I don't think a Friday the 13th movie needs a $21 million budget or $25 million or whatever it was. Give them a fucking $10 million budget, or like I said, 13 just to, be facetious because the 13. Horror says, I say they make a Jason versus Victor Crowley movie. Well, that would be interesting. They really would need that budget though for that one. Pull off that. Yeah, they don't need that much, man. Instead of canceling the movie, maybe they should just cut their budget down and find a fucking filmmaker that'd make that shit work. I don't get it. I'm all It's just so funny that they took literally the easiest horror movie formula and they just can't do it. We can't get these teens to go to this lake and get killed. I don't know. It's too hard, man. It's too difficult. I'm going to choke down some of this beer. What are you guys up to today? Why aren't you fuckers at work? Yeah, Supersonic says Deadpool. They didn't have a ton, and you can see it like as somebody that, has kind of gone to film school, I can see it in the movie Deadpool, how they didn't have a lot to spend, but they fucking used it wisely. They used it great. They used their budget great. How would you make a Friday the 13th film? Well, I wouldn't. Well, let me not say what I wouldn't do. It would just be real simple. Let me talk about this real quick. And I think this is something I've mentioned plenty of times in the past. This is where I think they get hung up. All of these people, all of these franchises get hung up on, oh, we got to do something new. We got to do something different this one. We can't keep doing the same movie over and over again. And a lot of times I would agree with that, except in the case of Friday the 13th. But this is the problem. Now, I don't understand why they can't just make these movies as kind of standalones. Friday, we can call it Friday 7 or Friday 8, whatever. But it doesn't necessarily have to have like a story that goes through the whole franchise, like what they tried to do with the Halloween movies. Now look, the original Halloween, there was no story and there was no connection between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. There was no brother, sister, nothing. There was no story, nothing. There was no story. It was just this crazy guy stalks these teenagers and fucking kills them one by one. And then after the fact is when, we got to start connecting dots here. We got to fucking form a story. Now they're brother and sister, and here's her daughter, and blah, blah, blah. That's where I think they get hung up. You don't need to and that's what happened with the Friday movies. After they've made 5 or so, and they're like, we got to switch it up. All right, now he's going to have now he's going to space. Now he's going here, and we're going to bring in his dad. We'll make it found footage and connect this to his childhood. And it doesn't need to be a story that takes place over the course of the entire franchise. It can. Like, you know, a Harry Potter or whatever, where that just goes on and on and on. But that's because that shit was already, like, written out. Why can't they just do a, here's some fun characters, they show up around this, you know, woodsy area, and when you know it, they get knocked off in creative ways. It's real simple. It doesn't need to be, oh, we need to add in his mom and his dad and his sister connection, and oh, there's got to be all this story. We need all this story. No, you don't. No, you don't. You know, my Friday would be probably too simple. It would be basically the first four. It would be the same formula. Teens show up to the camp. They fucking have some fun. They party it up. They get killed in creative ways. The trick is not in trying to create a bunch of big backstory. That's not the trick. Just give us interesting characters and interesting fun kills. It's really as easy as that. They're constantly overcomplicating everything. Now you'll think you can't just make the same movie over and over again. I don't know. James Bond seems to be doing just fine. Godzilla seems to be doing just fucking fine. Give people what they want to see. Yeah. So you might think, well, it would get, you know, like something's got to give. You got to switch something up. But that's where I don't think in the case of a Friday the 13th movie, you don't need to add a bunch of backstory or bring in all these elements that never existed before. I really think the biggest hurdles are just make those fucking characters fun and interesting. That's all it is. That is your biggest hurdle to writing and fucking making a Friday the 13th movie. That is it. Everything else writes it fucking self. Just make those characters interesting and fun so that we care if they're in danger when they die. And that was my biggest problem with the remake, is because I didn't like any of the characters. That was my biggest issue. I had some other nitpicks. I still went to the theater and saw it. Glad I went to the theater and seen it. It was a great experience. But just make the characters interesting and fun. You can literally make 13 movies of the same fucking shit over and over again. But if you bring some fun characters into it, we're not going to care. We're not going to care. And bring back Tom Savini or I don't care. It doesn't have to be Tom Savini, but that would be great. But we got to get those kills back, guys. That was one of the biggest things about Friday in the 80s, is because it was coming along. The slasher genre was picking up right as like makeup effects were getting real good. And that was it, man. People were going because they were fun popcorn movies. They were fun because the characters were fun and the characters have fun. So then you're having fun. And then when the kills happen, it's like a magic trick and you're like, oh, awesome. That's what we need to bring back, is just make those characters fun. It's so easy. Just do that. It can be the same location. It can be the same plot. Make the characters fun and bring back the practical kills in a way that in 2017 we'll sit there and sit up in the theater seat and go, oh shit, that was cool. That's what we need, man. And it's not that difficult. Whew, I feel better now. I feel better. So that's the way I feel about it. That's the way I've always felt about it. I really think that that's just everything else about the Friday movies writes itself. It should be left the way it is. You just got to come up with a way to get us to care about those characters and show us some awesome practicals again. Like Horror said, she mentioned Victor Crowley. Like if we could see that head rip, like if we had saw that these days with, you know, not having seen it in Hatchet and like saw it in a new Friday, I'd be like, holy shit, this is awesome. So like we need that again. And I know everything's painted in CGI. It looks like a fucking cartoon these days and it's shitty. So like give us practicals back. Give us the real thing back. You can see the difference. I don't know. I can tell the difference. My loss? the brain cells I'm losing right now. All right, so, I mean, it's the same thing I've said for fucking years. It really is. I was hoping that I was paying a close attention to Paramount, and like I said, Brad Fuller, CEO, I believe, or some big head honcho over there, would follow his tweets and everything. Was constantly following it, and it felt like I was like, he really cares. He really wants to put out an authentic Friday movie. And now I'm just like, oh, motherfucker. Yeah, no jump scares too. We need to bury jump scares. But yeah, like, let me open another beer. Hold on. Over here. So apparently we're not getting a Friday movie, and then, yeah, whatever. Friday the 13th game looks awesome, and I'm gonna get it. Probably play it on my channel, I'm sure. Probably more than you guys would even want me to. But yeah, I'll just straight up just sit here probably for like all day, like all night, playing the game, like walking around as Jason through the woods. Yeah, I like Halloween H2O, but they had a lot of problems during the production, and the mask is there's like 4 different masks in the movie. It's kind of like yeah, exactly. Dr. Goldfinger. He says the Friday remake was okay, good kills, and Jason was badass, but it didn't have any soul. Exactly. Like, there is a lot of things that are like, Jason was cool. They got the setting right. They basically got the formula right. It's just those characters were so annoying. I wanted to enjoy, like, watching them, not just as soon as they came on screen. I'm just like, if Jason doesn't kill these guys, I'm going to walk the fuck out. But anyway, yeah, so the game, at least we've got the game. We can just immerse ourselves in that. Fuck Paramount. Fuck Paramount. What else do you guys want to talk about while I'm here? And apparently my stream hasn't kicked me off yet. By the way, I've only had one of these. I'm acting like I'm wasted, but I'm not. Yeah, there's been a bunch of like there's been a bunch of times where projects get canceled because other movies don't do well at the box office. I don't know what they really expected to happen releasing Rings in fucking like February. Everybody's stuck at home in the snow and shit. Yeah, seen the Babadook. I'm like one of 4 people that likes the movie. Yeah, you know, is there any news on the Halloween movie? Because the last thing I heard, which was probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago, not even that long ago, was, hey, we've made no progress. That was the last news that I've heard. Yeah, exactly. Halloween 3D, because what was it? Final Destination in 3D beat Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 on opening weekend. So immediately they're like, oh shit, we gotta make a Halloween in 3D. Like, that's how fucking Hollywood's mind works. Really? Really? You think it was because Final Destination was in 3D, that's why people went to see that? So now you're gonna, and then that got canceled anyway. And then they went to Halloween Returns, and that got canceled. Oh, don't talk to me about The Witch. I don't want to lose friends and make enemies. Let's not talk about it. I'm already angry enough. Hello, Sully TV, if that's how you pronounce it. I don't care about it. Make a whole new slasher and start from basics? Yeah. That could, well, yeah. Yeah, Darth Rushy. Rushy? I still want to know what happened to Loomis after he got the Thorn Curse. It's kind of a good point. Like, he was so old. He was supposed to become the Shape or what after that? He was supposed to become the next killer, right? You got to kill his family to stop the curse or something. He was like 98. What was he going to do? What the fuck was he supposed to do? Like, run people over in his wheelchair? Crush them with his walker? Like, what did they expect? Keaton Teagarden just asked, do you think they will remake Child's Play? And it was, I just had this weird, like, you mean they haven't remade it? Like, we've gotten to that point where I was blown away. I was like, you mean they haven't remade it? I thought I just ignored it. I thought it came out and I just fucking blew it off. Chucky versus Puppet Master. Well, you know, it could work. I'd take Chucky. You know what I want to see is Gremlins versus Critters. Or Critters versus Ghoulies. It's probably more appropriate. Nobody could afford Gremlins. They're too popular. They have a big pay demand, Gremlins. But you could get Critters versus Ghoulies. Chucky versus Leprechaun. Yeah, there you go. So anyway, that was the Friday the 13th news. I can't believe that they were not able to get that off the ground. I would love to just go and be like a producer in Hollywood right now to know all the exact details of why they, what 14, 15, 16, 3.5 fucking years they were not able to get a script for the easiest movie formula ever. I'm still going off because think about it. They're still making motherfucking James Bond movies. That's the same shit. They'll make those forever. Why can that keep going? Somebody with a name I can't pronounce says, Eric, what do you think of Puppet Master? I haven't seen it yet. I appreciate your opinion. I like the first 2 or 3. Well, I'll say the first 3 and then not so much after that. But they're not great. They're not great, but you can still find enjoyment in at least the first 2, I would hope. Those little puppets are great. That's what you're watching them for, right? Those little awesome puppets. Unfortunately, the movies around them are not fantastic. Demon Knight, hell yeah. But those puppets are great. Yeah, I miss them a little bit. I kind of wish they could make some more, but better. James Morris says, I'd like to see Friday the 13th take place in the snow. I was never a fan of that idea, but it's better than fucking no movie at all. I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh, I haven't seen Autopsy of Jane Doe yet. No, I'm meaning to. I will. I hope they don't remake Candyman. No, I haven't heard about Deathgasm 2, but I kind of forgot that they were working on a sequel. Actually, I don't think that anybody's working on a sequel, just that the director has been working on a script, and there's no guarantee that it'll ever get made. But let's hope so. Because I'd be down with a Deathgasm 2. Fuck yeah, dude. That movie is awesome. So... Yeah, Brad Dourif and Fiona, right? Well, they were in Curse of Chucky. She's pretty cute. Yeah, I am interested in Jeepers Creepers 3. It's been 14 years since the second one. Are you serious? Wow, are you serious? Holy crap. Nope, I haven't seen Split either. Like I told you guys, I don't know how to explain this. I run a channel, well I have in the past run a channel where I review movies, and now I've gotten to a point in my life where I basically don't watch movies. Almost never. Yeah, well, no, Darth. That moment happens constantly. It's like an everlasting epiphany. Oh my god, I'm fucking old. It's like boom in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm really old. I work at a movie theater and I don't fucking watch the movies that play there. I don't know. Don't grill me over this, okay? Please don't. I will see these movies in about 7 years. You guys should know this by now. You should know by now. Whatever gets released today, I'll watch it in about a decade. Yeah, hopefully it will have aged well. You know, there's one movie that we could maybe not. I almost wanted to say that like They Live could be a good remake because the idea is there. But I still don't think it would be good because it'd just be a bunch of shitty CGI. Strangers 2 is being made. Didn't the last thing I heard was that the director dropped out, but it's still on. Yeah, there's The Shining is great. I should read the book though, even though I know it. I've heard it's so drastically different. I bet it's on YouTube. I could probably find the audiobook if I did a little looking. You guys tell me about all the new movies. That's your job. I talk about the old movies. You guys tell me about all the new movies that I won't watch. What's Buried Alive? I've seen a movie called Buried. Hollywood is remaking I Know What You Did Last Summer. Are you serious? Oh god, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that got to me because it was such a teen horror movie back in '98. I was at the theater to see it. I was a teen. Like I won't lie. I unfortunately supported that movie by giving them my money. No, it was fine. I knew it was going to be some shitty teen Scream ripoff, but like they don't need to be remaking I Know What You Did Last Summer now. But you know they will. Oh fuck it, remake it. Fuck it. What do I care? What do I care? I really doubt. I haven't even seen most of the Saw movies, so here's the part of the stream where everybody asks me if I'm watch new movies, and I keep telling them over and over that I don't. Oh, I gotta love it. Did you see the latest? No. Are you gonna watch? No. Oh, I never even seen the Cabin Fever movie. I don't give a fuck. I started to watch one and I made it like 20 minutes and I was like, I don't care. Anyway. Resident Evil isn't over. You think that's... No. The remake will be out next year. Start all over and it'll still have Milla Jovovich in it. Buried Alive is an old school movie that star... You know, I'm sure I've seen it. Buried Alive. Buried Alive. Buried Alive. I'm pretty sure, but I probably haven't seen it since 1990. I'd have to look up what a nihilist is, but I believe it's somebody that doesn't care? I really don't know. I don't care. Cabin in the Woods was great. I have seen Final Exam. Thanks for asking about an old movie, by the way. But only one time, and I've been meaning to rewatch it. No, it's way easier to not care than it is to care about every fucking movie and TV show that comes out because you got to talk about it with all your friends and family because you got to stay in the know. Heaven forbid you don't watch some of this shit and get dropped from, whatever. Yeah, I've seen Christine. I've reviewed it, and I even did a Drunken Terry. I'm glad that my stream is working. Has it? Let me ask you guys real quick. Has there been any cutouts, any issues where I cut out or I sounded garbled or anything like that? Cutting class. No, I haven't seen that one. The Parents. You guys are just bringing up some stuff I don't know about. I haven't seen that either. Yeah, I don't. I think they need to lay out the comic book movies. You know what? Let me say this. Well, I've only had about one and a third of beer, but yeah, I do sound like I'm slurring my words already. Um, I was trying to watch the latest X-Men movie, whatever that one was, Apocalypse, and I just kind of like right it like not in the middle, probably like a third of the way through. I just shut it off and I was like, my God, I miss movies with like human beings. I just miss movies where it was like people, human beings, interacting in like real world situations that I can relate to, not like purple people, like fucking blue mutants and like everything you watch now. Nobody looks human anymore. All these like characters in these movies, it just looks like a circus show. I just miss humanity. I kind of miss humanity. I miss seeing humans in movies and not just purple and blue people walking around and flying through the air or whatever. The Parents, huh? Thanks for asking me about the old movies. See, I'm learning though. I'm learning about them. Um, yeah. They should just do like a pay per view of like Jason and Michael, Pinhead and Freddy, like in a wrestling match, in a cage match. I don't care. I will watch that, dude. I will watch that shit. Just don't make it as fake as wrestling is. Fuck yeah, I've seen Demons. Demons is great. I, how many of those did they make? They made at least three, right? Three Demons or more? Because I like the first one. It's been a long time since I've seen the second one, and I don't think I ever seen the third Demons. I don't know what A Cure for Wellness is. What's your favorite modern horror movie? Not counting. Not counting. I also love the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I am drunk off of one and like a third beer. Good God. A Cure for Wellness? I'll look it up in 6 years. Okay? Um, a Cure. You know what? I think I've seen the preview for that somewhere. I have to rewatch it. Look, I feel bad that I don't watch everything. I really do because, like I said, because it's like this. I can't keep up with you guys. I can't have these dialogues and conversations with you guys about the newest movies and the latest TV shows. So it's a shame, but I have to do what I just. That's just who I am. Like, I don't know. I'm all defensive now. Fuck you guys. I just. I have such an attention deficit problem. It's a major commitment to sit down and watch a movie that I've never seen before. It is a major commitment. It really is. That's why That's why sometimes, like with the Psycho remake, where I had to watch it, and, like I had to try to get through it, and I had to document me trying to get through it because I have such attention deficit problem that I can't. I did see the original Train Spotting. It very much disturbed me. That's why I never watched it again, and I don't want to see a sequel. Not saying it's not good. I mean, clearly it was a good movie because it affected me hardcore. But I don't like to be disturbed. I like to be scared. I like to go into horror movies to be scared. I like to even watch really, really weird ones to see some really weird shit. But what I don't want is to be like mentally or emotionally scarred by a movie. And that's what Train Spotting did to me. Yeah, I didn't finish Green Room. I'll have to finish it. I'll tell you right now, my thoughts are, it was really good what I was seeing, but there was an effect that really kind of, it was really well done and it got to me, so I shut the movie off because I was like, whoa, that looked real. And I was high and I didn't really need my high to be ruined by that. Yes, Requiem for a Dream scarred me. Still a great movie. But, fucking scarred. Yeah. I don't watch the I Spit on Your Grave movies. I have a problem with rape, like watching movies about rape, even if the girl goes and gets her revenge or whatever. I can't do it. I see, like, you're just basically all you're discovering about me right now is I'm a pussy with that can't handle the horror movies that he claims to watch, and I don't even bother to watch the new ones that come out. I'm a fraud, guys. I've exposed myself. 10 of your favorite 80s flicks. I did. It was called Not My Top 10 Favorite Horror Movies. Jill, I already did that. What's your favorite horror, sci-fi, slasher, and so on? Horror, sci-fi, slasher. Is that all one genre? Alien? You guys remember those movies, the Species movies? Remember Species with whatever, what was her name? I don't know, I just remember she was hot. Eraserhead, I haven't seen in a long time. Again, I do like David Lynch. That's a movie, though. There's a lot of interesting things about Eraserhead. Didn't it take him like 5 years to make it? But like, I don't know about favorite. I do know that I kind of liked his short, The Grandmother. And I like Lost Highway. I guess I can't claim to be enough of a David Lynch fan. Like, I don't know a lot of his stuff. Cutting Class with Brad Pitt. You know, I'm pretty sure I saw a clip, though. Doesn't he get his... No, I think I might be thinking about Freddy's Nightmares. Brad Pitt was in an episode of Freddy's Nightmares, I believe, where he got his hands melted or something. Unless I'm thinking of Cutting Class. But I think that was from Freddy's Nightmares. Your homework. Watch The Initiation and The Parents. You know what? You guys are giving me a ton of homework here. I gotta watch so many things now. I like how the number is dropping. It's gonna drop till there's only one person watching. Then I'm gonna pull my dick out, beat it for that one person that was kind enough to stick around till the end. Demon Wind. Yeah, I've heard about that one. I need to see it. The first Freddy's Nightmares is cool because it's a prequel. But yeah, after that, not so much. But it is kind of funny. Whenever Freddy's on screen, it's always funny. Look, the numbers are dropping after I said that. They're like, I'm out of here. Anyway, I'll tell you what. I tell you what. After I'm done with the stream, I'll watch one of these movies. In fact, if you give me just a minute, we can watch it together, perhaps. Oh, how funny. My internet is currently not working. And yet I'm still on here. No, dude, I need to see Exorcist 3. I know, everybody keeps telling me. It was Exorcist 2 that, like, it bummed me out so much that I didn't think that I could bother watching another one. But everybody says it's great. So, yeah. I definitely need to check out Exorcist 3. Because I've only heard everybody say it's awesome. What's the worst sequel ever? Jason Goes to Hell. All right, I'm trying here to get a... I'm going to watch Final Exam, I think, in my little movie room. If you guys want to join me, you're welcome to it. I can't guarantee everything will work just perfect. If you'll give me just a minute here, if I can get it set up, and I'll give you guys a link, and then that's where I'll be going. I can't do it on here, clearly. So I have to go to like a watch together room. But hey, yeah, back to the Friday thing real quick. Is like counting, I know not everybody does, and it's understandable, but counting the crossover, Freddy vs. Jason, this would have been the 13th Friday the 13th. You're telling me Paramount, that bought the original in the 80s and started all of this, you're telling me that they don't want to be like the ones that make the 13th movie in their fucking series? Is that what you're telling me? Because that's fucking sad. Here they had the opportunity. Again, I know technically it's not the 13th one, but pretty close. Close enough that fucking Paramount should have ran with it. They should have just ran with it. Be like, here's the 13th Friday the 13th. You know, people would have shown up in the theater to see the 13th Friday the 13th. And yeah, oh, we got to cancel it because Rings didn't do good. Fuck Paramount. Fuck Hollywood. God damn it. Hopefully everybody's still there. I'm not beating it yet. Okay. I'm going to drop you guys a link to my watch room. If you want to join me, that's up to you. I'm going to go there and watch this movie, and this will be the end of the stream. So here's the link. I'll probably post it like 2 times or something. Everybody get a chance to get in there if it works. Anybody wants to watch it with me, I won't be talking. It's not an audio or anything. It's no video. It's just typing only. We watch the movie and we type funny comments. If you're down with that, join me. If not, go find something else to do. I'm sure it'll be better than this. Wow, that's a lot of people. A lot of people just showed up. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel this stream then, guys. And I'm going to watch Final Exam and probably a few other movies. If you'd like to join me one last time, here's the link. By the way, everybody just showed up in the room. I will start the movie in just a minute. All right. Well, thanks for joining me and letting me rant and rave. I really needed that. I know the stream wasn't the best as far as, you know, how well it streamed, but I'm actually going to work on that. I'm going to try and get that going better. And we will still do that listening party eventually. This was kind of a test to see if that would work. I'm going to try and improve my internet before I even bother. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to go watch Final Exam. Oh, look at my hair. It's just giving up. Just gave up. All right. See you guys over there.